Hey everybody. Hey. Listen, I just saw a news article regarding a helicopter that has gone down in the Hudson River. This is happening today, April 10th, 2025. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys up some of the clips that I have found on this. Listen, this family, I'm told that this was possibly a tourist helicopter, and there were a family on there. The pilot, of course, was there. Unfortunately, all six passengers have passed away. Now, the helicopter is said to have been carrying a family, two adults, and three children. All six are confirmed deceased. Let me go ahead and bring this information up on the screen so that you guys can take a look. We do have some footage that is being shared on social media. This story is just now happening, so I wanted to be able to share what information that I have. Listen, for those of you, I just want to put a warning out there. This may be disturbing to some of you to watch this. It may be disturbing for some of you to watch this, okay? Here is one video that I found that shows the moments before the helicopter crashed into the Hudson. If you listen closely, you can hear the impact of the helicopter hitting that water. And if you look closely, you can also see debris flying. I have another video that I'm going to show you also, where after the helicopter was in the water, you then see portions and pieces of what they're saying are the propellers that went into the water afterwards. Here we go. This is horrible. Let me go ahead and bring up another video so that you all can see this. Let me go ahead and bring this one on the screen to share with you all. Our prayers are out. Listen, we're sending our prayers to the family members. This family was from Spain, and I'm told they were visiting New York, were on this helicopter as part of possibly a tourist attraction when this helicopter went down.
Video showing the moments following the helicopter crashing into the water. This is following.
And then right here.
There it is. And what you can see after is the blades crashing in, or some of the blades crashing in after the helicopter. So the chopper came down, and then you see, guys, can you tell me if that is the chopper that we see? There it is. Okay, so that first splash you saw in the forefront is the helicopter. The second splash you saw that looks to be, I don't know, 40, 50 yards away from it, with blades.
A little bit of a distance away.
Came down separate. We spoke to a woman named Danny. She's in an apartment there. As I was telling you, people, there going to be no shortage of people who saw this happen because people are just looking outside all the time. She says, and we'll quote it because we have it here, "I watched it fall out of the sky. I heard 5 or 6 loud noises that sounded almost like gunshots in the sky and saw pieces fall off. Then I watched it fall into the river." A strong video showing the moments following the helicopter crashing into the water. This is
all right. So we have some more news clips that I'm going to go ahead and share with you all. Sad to say, all 6 passengers have passed away. All 6 passengers have been confirmed deceased.
And what's the latest, Aaron?
Yes, you here? Can you talk to us? We're just talking with the deputy mayor for public safety here. There are now 6 confirmed fatalities as a result of this helicopter crash on the New Jersey side of the Hudson River. The family from Spain, 3 children, 2 adults, plus the pilot, all now confirmed dead. We're told Mayor Eric Adams is on his way here to the pier on the Hudson River and will give us a briefing about the response. But there have been, for the last little while now, a number of police officers, firefighters. We just saw a number of them getting off the NYPD boat that's now making its way back across the river. So the search and recovery is now over. All 6 people on board that helicopter confirmed dead, Eva.
Aaron, I can see that they've put up police tape there behind you. That's new since the last time we talked to you. Walk us through what this scene is looking like at this moment.
Yeah, so this pier is along the West Side Highway down from Houston Street, and it's right across from where the scene on the Jersey side where the chopper went down around 3:30 in the afternoon. You can still see the fire and police boats that are in the water as they work to secure the wreckage from the helicopter so the NTSB can conduct its investigation, figure out what caused the crash. But there had been an immediate response to try and do search and rescue. Unfortunately, that proved to be for naught, because all 6 people aboard the helicopter have now been confirmed dead, according to law enforcement sources to ABC News, and we're waiting for an update now from the mayor. On board, a family from Spain, tourists visiting New York, 3 children and 2 adults, along with the pilot, all died aboard.
And Aaron, this is, it seems to be quite the response out there. How quickly were they able to get to this scene?
Almost immediately, Eva, and I heard it before I saw it. You could see the emergency vehicles, hear the sirens streaming down the highway on the New York side of the river to try and get closer onto the pier here in Hudson River Park. And then it became clear that the helicopter went down closer to the New Jersey side, close to Jersey City, the New Jersey side of the river. So there was an all-out response on that side of the Hudson River. And almost immediately there were fire and police boats on the water. So the response time was nearly immediate. They halted commuter ferry traffic and other business traffic in the rivers so as not to create any current around the wreckage with divers in the water.
And Aaron, now that they have determined that all 6 aboard that helicopter have died, what are the next steps here in this investigation?
We're told the NTSB will be on its way to determine what caused the helicopter crash, to see what they might be able to learn from the accident. But we're still waiting to get an identity on the victims. Wow. Undoubtedly, there will be consular services from Spain that will have to get involved, notify a family back home. We still don't know who these folks were, other than this family of 5 from Spain visiting the area and in a helicopter to see the sights.
All right, so I have the video of where the mayor has spoken, so I'll go ahead and bring that on the screen here as well, and we'll hear what he had to say.
Let's listen in to what he has to say. Oh, actually, we're told I guess he is there at the scene, but he is...
There he is.
Oh.
Let's listen to what he has to say.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm joined here today with Mayor Eric Adams, Deputy Mayor for Administration Camille Joseph Varlak, the Fire Commissioner Robert Tucker, the Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, and the Emergency Management Commissioner Zach Isco. We are here on the scene at Pier 40 on the west side of Manhattan, where earlier today a passenger helicopter crashed into the Hudson River. Our response was swift and coordinated. We have the FDNY, the NYPD, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner here on the scene, assisting with rescue efforts. New York City Office of Emergency Management was coordinating efforts on the ground with our public safety agencies. As our state and federal partners, including the FAA, the Port Authority, and the United States Coast Guard, the National Transportation Safety Board, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and our partner agencies in New Jersey. When an emergency like this happens and strikes, this team responds with expert speed and professionalism. I want to thank all of our brave first responders for assisting in the rescue efforts and the ongoing investigation into this tragedy. For more information, I would like to turn it over to Mayor Eric Adams.
Thanks so much, DM Daughtry. Our hearts go out to the family of those who were on board and all 6 who were on board of the helicopter. It's almost reminiscence of the plane going down here on the Hudson River. But thank God we didn't lose any lives back then. We still fresh and it's still new. The investigation is ongoing, and we have the entire family members. We're lifting them up in prayer. Here's what we know at this time. At approximately 3:17 this afternoon, we began receiving multiple calls for a helicopter that crashed in the water. These calls generated the response of many agencies, as Deputy Mayor Daughtry stated, including FDNY, NYPD, the Port Authority, and our Jersey partners, the police officers in Jersey as well, and the Coast Guard. 3 adults and 3 children were on board a Bell 206 helicopter that had left from the downtown Skyport just about 3 p.m. The pilot and the family visiting from Spain, what our preliminary information has at this time. Members of the FDNY and NYPD harbor units arrived at the scene, and divers from both agencies entered the water. At this time, all 6 victims have been removed from the water. And sadly, all 6 victims have been pronounced deceased. Again, we're praying for the families and our gratitude to the rescuers and the courage that was displayed in their dedication. I will now turn it over to Fire Commissioner Tucker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. As the mayor said, at approximately 3:15 this afternoon, numerous calls were received for a helicopter crash in the Hudson River. We have FDNY assets right up the road here, and we launched our boats immediately. This operation was a joint operation between the FDNY and the NYPD. Our rescue swimmers were in the water shortly after the call and recovered some of the victims. We worked very closely with the NYPD divers on this, and I think this tragic day does indicate just how the spirit of cooperation between the NYPD and the FDNY is alive on the streets and in the water. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon. The mayor covered most of it, but perhaps I have a few details to add here. Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation, and all information that we'll provide is preliminary and subject to change. At approximately 3:17 this afternoon, multiple 911 calls started coming in reporting a helicopter crash in the Hudson River near the New Jersey coastline off the coast of River Drive in Hoboken. NYPD units from aviation, harbor, scuba, and patrol all responded, with our first units arriving at the site within minutes. Our NYPD divers entered the water along with rescue personnel from the Port Authority and various New Jersey agencies. According to the manifest, aboard the helicopter were 6 people, 1 pilot, 2 adults, and 3 children. NYPD divers pulled 4 people from the crash site, and FDNY divers recovered an additional 2. Immediate life-saving measures were undertaken on the vessels at the scene, as well as the adjoining pier. 4 victims were pronounced dead on scene, and 2 more were removed to local area hospitals, where sadly both succumbed to their injuries. Names are being withheld at this time, pending family notification. Here is what we know about the flight, and this is based on flight tracking software. A Bell 206 helicopter flying for the tour company New York Helicopters took off from the downtown Manhattan heliport at 2:59 p.m. The aircraft flew south before turning to fly north along the Manhattan shoreline up the Hudson River. At 3:08 p.m., the helicopter reached the George Washington Bridge and then turned again to fly south along the New Jersey shoreline. Shortly thereafter, the aircraft lost control and hit the water just a few feet off the coast of Pier A Park in Hoboken. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation.
We get 2 questions. Go ahead. Can you give us the ages, please, of all the occupants?
We don't have that information at this time, and we're holding it to a complete investigation.
Go ahead.
Could you tell us about the
One at a time, please, Mark.
Could you tell us about the recovery of the helicopter? Is the helicopter submerged in the water? How did divers find it?
I'm sorry, Sin?
How did divers find the helicopter? Is it submerged? And what happens now with the recovery?
The helicopter hit the water, we believe, inverted, and it was the cabin piece was visible above the water.
Mark, go ahead.
Do you know why the family was in town on vacation?
No, still preliminary investigation.
Jen?
Any background on the pilot? Any past incidents with him or perhaps anything with the crash that may have led to?
It's still, as you see, this is fresh. All this is preliminary, and we're going to look into that.
Time for 2 more. Go ahead.
Do you have any idea of how old the helicopter was, the age of it? And also, we've had witnesses telling us that helicopters sometimes to stop in midair and there were pieces of the helicopter falling off before it actually hit the water. Have you heard of that? Do you know why as part of this investigation?
You have anything on?
Yeah, I think the entire incident is under investigation by the NTSB and the FBI and obviously local authorities as well.
Is that something though that you have seen or you have heard witness accounts of?
It's consistent with 911 calls and witness reports.
Last question. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask the genders of the people that were on board, the children especially.
Still an investigation. We want to be cautious about releasing any information until we're able to notify family members and the communication with the consulate.
Yeah. And before we close, just lastly, when myself and Commissioner Tucker arrived on the Jersey side of the Hudson River, we were met by the first responders and they told us they did everything they can to try to save these victims. And you can see the trauma in their face. They did everything they can, and they wanted me to make sure that I made that public. They really tried their hardest. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Difficult moments for all involved. We are getting new insight as to what happened moments after the crash. We heard from Mayor Adams, first of all, saying our hearts go out to the family who were on board and that he is lifting them up in prayer. But we heard from Police Commissioner Tisch saying at 3:17, they received multiple 911 calls that the helicopter had crashed in the Hudson River. They said that the NYPD dive team immediately entered the water. There were rescue boats that were launched. Rescue swimmers immediately went in and rescued the victims. Apparently 4 of the victims were pronounced dead at the scene, and there were emergency actions that were taken for 2 others that were taken to the hospital, and sadly they succumbed to their injuries.
All right, you guys, so there you have it. Listen, we are sending our heartfelt prayers to the families of those victims. Thank you, Patty. Yes, very hard to watch. Hey, little lady, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Yes, Patty, she said, I've never seen so many fall like this before. I believe they need to double check those helicopters or check out those drivers. Something is not right. Listen, we are praying. We are continuing to pray for the families of those victims all the way from Spain, visiting the United States in New York because they wanted to, of course, have this vacation and to be, hey, Aaron, and to be able to go on this tourist ride to see beautiful New York. And unfortunately, a family of 5 are now deceased. We pray for this family, their family members and their loved ones. It's tragic. It's tragic. We don't understand why these things are allowed to happen. But I'm sure that after this happened, the mayor and the team and others involved are going to check now these helicopters to find out and make sure that everything is in compliance. And there's going to be lessons learned and different things that will take place to maybe ensure that this does not happen again. Our prayers from the Juice Radio and Talk Show are to those family members that have to hear this sad news and sadly mourn the loss of their family members. It hurts even more when it's children involved. But you guys, we're going to continue to let you guys know if we get any update on this. But again, our sincere condolences and prayers to that entire family, including the family members of the pilot. All right, you guys, have a blessed evening. We'll be back here shortly. Y'all stay safe, loving, and kind out there. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel today. Our prayer to that family. In Jesus' name, amen.